What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Jake, aka xxInGodsReachxx here, bringing you guys another Paragon video. My god, man, it's been forever since I've made a Paragon video. It has been too long since I have made some Paragon content, and I do honestly apologize, but I do have some Crunch gameplay here. I do hope you guys enjoy it. I feel like it's the Crunch and Sevarog meta right now. I don't have a problem with that if I'm playing as Crunch and Sev, or playing with a Crunch and Sev, but I do have a problem with that if I'm not playing with a Crunch and a Sev on my team, because if you're going up against a Crunch or a Sev, you're going to get wrecked. But that's like besides the point of the video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking to you guys basically about, as you guys can already see by the title of the video, I'm going to be going back a little bit, about a year ago. I'm going to be going back to Legacy here, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about Legacy, and about how popular Paragon would be if Legacy was still relevant today, if they would have never made V42, and if Monolith would have never came along. And honestly, guys, I hope like a lot of the OG Paragon players watch this, because I want their comments and want their opinions, because I got the minds of the old school Paragon players, like the beginning Paragon players. Like, I'm playing this now, but I'm not enjoying it to the fullest extent of like when I played it in the beginning. And I'm going to explain that basically just because that's what I want this video to be about. It's not a rant. I just want to tell you guys that this game would be so popular, I think personally, and I think a lot of the old school guys would agree with me, if V42 and Monolith would have never even came here. Now, I'm not saying Legacy didn't have a shit ton of fucking problems, because it did. Legacy probably had more problems than Monolith does right now, but it didn't have problems when it came to the certain problems that this state of the game has, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really know how to explain that, but in my own terms, I guess I would say it's basically like a feel, I guess I would say, man. It's weird. It's hard to explain. If you guys played old school Legacy, the feeling that I got when I started up Paragon was fucking intimidation, dude. I remember when I started up Paragon. It was like when I started up League of Legends, except it was a shit ton worse when I started up Paragon, because I'm going from League of Legends to a third-person MOBA that I've never played before, and I was like, holy shit. And the card system was so abrupt, and like, so I felt like it was just so intimidating. It was so hard to learn, but when you learned it, and when you actually found out and taught yourself how to use the card system, it was the most rewarding experience I think I've ever felt in a video game, right? And all the people that joined with V40, like V42 and V43 now, like, this card system is so simplistic compared to when you started out in like the original Legacy days, because the original Legacy days, dude, that shit was tough. Making a deck was not easy. Like, that shit was actually really tough, because you didn't really know how to make a deck. And if you didn't know how to make a deck, then people would bitch at you. I mean, it was pretty toxic back then. But once you figured out how to make a deck, and once you figured out how to make it a certain deck for a certain character, the game became so gratifying. And I don't feel that within this version of the game. And I guess that's what I want to get across, is like, this version of the game isn't bad. Like, a lot of new people like it, and a lot of old people like it, but it doesn't have like a gratifying feel of like, even when you get kills, or when you kill somebody like one-on-one, or when you win like a team fight, or when you even win a match. It's not that gratifying. Like, I don't want to like play multiple matches anymore. I remember I was up till like 6 a.m. bro, playing Legacy, dude. I remember going through like 2 bags of Dorito chips, bro, and like a whole thing of like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, playing this game with friends, playing this game like by myself, even multiple, like 20 games in a row to like 6:30 a.m. just because I just loved the game. And like, when you keep on learning the game, and you keep on learning like the process of how the game works, it becomes so great. Like, the game back in Legacy days was just so great. And like, then I have to talk about it because it was so relevant back then. Like, orb dunking was just a phenomenal type of thing. It was kind of corny, and it was pretty cheesy, but it was unique. And that's what Legacy brought to the table. That's why people liked the game in the first place, because it was unique. One, it was third person, which nobody ever saw before except Smite. And I'm personally not that huge of a fan of Smite. It's not a bad game, you know, but I like the graphic appeal, I guess I would say, and the characters of Paragon better than Smite. But Legacy, when Legacy was out, man, like, that orb dunking, it was just so unique. Like, you've never seen anything like it before. It was one of those things that was like, dude, like, you have like the orb, and then it made it so that when you lost like an inhibitor, you could get the orb prime, take the orb prime back, and you could get your damn inhibitor back. And it was like, oh shit, like the game's tied up again. It's ridiculous. Like, let's go another 40 fucking minutes, because that was how Legacy was. It was like, yo, this match might be an hour and 30 minutes. I remember having to work. It was back when I worked at GameStop. In this game, I was like, all right, I had to work at like 3. I started a game at like 1:30, 1:40, and I was like, all right, dude, like, I'll be done with this match like at like 2:40 so I can leave. And I was dressed up already and ready to go to work. And I remember playing this match, and it was like an hour and 20 minutes into it, and I'm like looking back at my clock thinking, holy shit, bro, I might have to be late for work just to finish out this fucking game. And I ended up not being late for work, but the game ended up being like an hour and 25 minutes, and we ended up getting the win. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It was just, it was one of those things. Like, I have so many memories that it's impossible for me to like Monolith more, because I have so many memories playing solo, playing with friends on Legacy, that it just, nothing will top that. And I hope that Monolith gets better. I hope that Monolith grows, and I hope that Epic is going in the right direction. I mean, they haven't had a new hero since Drongo. I know they just released another one that they're gonna have, like the first hero of 2018, but they need to go back to that 3 weeks thing, you know, where they're constantly putting out heroes, constantly putting out updates. I feel like Epic kind of had, you know, Fortnite kind of took over Epic Studios a little bit, because Fortnite's huge right now. The whole Battle Royale game mode is huge, but I feel like, you know, there needs to be, you know, I think more updates and more, you know, just more overall shit happening with Paragon. It's very dull right now. It's very bland. And, you know, I think that shit needs to change if they want to do anything esports wise with this game. Because back in Legacy days, I remember playing like Legacy days, getting 2 months, 3 months into it, and I'm like, man, this game is gonna blow up. Like, I'm so excited to watch this game blow up. I'm so excited to be part of this game's community, because of the fact that it's gonna be the next top, like, #5 esports title, esports contender, bro. And I was like, shit, I want to get in those esports games, dude. Like, I want to play this game for esports teams and championships. But as of right now, I don't see that at all. It went from, like, I don't know the exact count of people, but it dropped so much, guys. The player count. I mean, it takes you a long time nowadays to get into a match. Matchmaking sucks. And it just, I don't know, man. Overall, it's dull. Like I said, in Paragon, or not Paragon, but Epic needs to get back on the bandwagon of just focusing more on this game, man, because they have, I mean, such a great community. There's great people, great community, great YouTubers that are constantly posting out content. They need to get back on the bandwagon, back behind Paragon, and get off the Fortnite shit for a little bit, because Paragon is slacking. And I don't know if they know that, but Paragon, I feel like, is slacking when it comes to people and when it comes to likability and replayability, because I can only play this game for so many hours in a day before I'm like, you know what, I'm done for the rest of the day, you know. And then I don't have that drive when I want to come back home and play it. Like, back when Legacy was here, every time I'd leave my house, I would feel like I'm so excited to get back to my house to play some Paragon, and I just don't feel that, you know. So I think, personally, my own opinion, you know, I know you guys either like the opinion videos or you don't. I want to bring more live commentary, gameplay Paragon videos to you guys, but, you know, you guys know my beef with Paragon right now. I'm just really not having a fun time with it. It's boring, it's dull. But I personally think, man, that if they would have fixed some stuff in Legacy, if they would have done some things differently, you know, get rid of the orb dunking, get rid of the fast travel, but would have kept the Legacy layout, kept the Legacy map. I thought the jungle was a shit ton better in Legacy. I feel like it felt more like a jungle, to be honest. You had like the trees would tower over, and you had I don't know, man. Anybody who played Legacy will understand what I'm saying. And the people that haven't played Legacy, unfortunately, you probably will never play Legacy, and that is very ungratifying and unfortunate, because Legacy was a lot of fun. And I do think that was the tea of this game. The ending of Legacy was the tea of this game, and I think that's when a lot of people got pulled in. I think when V42 dropped, that pulled a lot of people in, but then when V42 ended up going farther and farther and farther, and then V43 came. I feel like a lot of people started to drop it just because of the constant changes and the constant updates. But that is going to wrap up the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, if you guys agree with me, if you don't, that's fine. If you do agree with me, please be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more Paragon stuff or just anything on the channel. And if you guys disagree with me, you don't like it, comment why. Tell me what you think. You know, if they would have kept Legacy, let me know what you think. If you like V42, like V43, like the whole 9 yards of changes right now, let me know. Give me some hate. I don't care, man. If you don't like the video, just dislike it. I appreciate everybody's comments, and I appreciate everybody's likes and dislikes. But as I always leave the outro, guys, hope all you guys have a great and peaceful afternoon. Take care, and peace out. Thanks.